pretty. So today's makeup is inspired by Tammy Wynette, and also the spooky story I'm going to be telling is someone that actually channeled the ghost of Tammy Wynette. So let's get into it. Back in 2010, I found a biography of Tammy Wynette written by her daughter at a thrift store for $1. I bought it, and that afternoon sat in the backyard by the pool. Yes, in 2010, when I was still a film actor and doing my celebrity psychic thing too. I lived in California with friends, and they had a pool, and I was reading this book. Later that day, when I tried to go into my bedroom to use my laptop, I found the door frozen shut. There wasn't a lock, it was just stuck. So with nothing much to do, I continued to read Tammy's bio. I didn't get into my room until the following day, which meant I slept on the couch when it just somehow unstuck. After a while, I started feeling a presence around me. There is a distinct energy when someone is trying to talk to you. I make sort of a big deal about not being a medium, but truth be told, I could always see Grandma Jones. I just didn't feel like talking about it. Over the next few days, this spirit continued to communicate with me. I was also at the time a radio host for Twisted South magazine, and that relationship was about to end, and I also had a new girlfriend, and that relationship was just getting started. So the combo of one door opening and the Twisted South door closing helped push Tammy to the back of my mind, but only to the back. She was never really gone. Tammy was only 55 when she died. Interestingly, I was also 55 when she first came to me. Remember, I had been reading her bio right before all this started happening, so of course, this was the catalyst to her popping up, and it is not really fair and balanced not to point this out. But even with that, I still feel as there is a distinct energy to how a spiritual presence just shows up, and that this was an actual spiritual communication to and with Tammy. I don't know this and can never know this, but I don't think it was just my imagination running wild. I believe it really was a visitation. What I am about to say, though, is highly speculative. Not that what I've said so far isn't, and of course is not something I can know one way or another. A little less than a month before Tammy's first visit, her former husband, George Ritchie, passed away. He was 74 years old. I knew nothing, and I do mean nothing, of George Ritchie, but I felt very strongly from my impressions of Tammy that he was more connected to her death than people realized. Now, I had been reading Tammy's bio, so it is not as if these ideas popped up out of thin air, and it is important, I think, to acknowledge that fact too. But I strongly believe, that Tammy Wynette's husband had a darker motive towards the care of his beautiful and uber-famous wife, and that he had a hand in laying the foundation for her death. I don't think it is a coincidence that she started showing up to me 4 weeks after George Ritchie died. I realize this is a bold thing to just come right out and say, but based on my impressions, this thought continues to be how I see her death. I kept getting the impressions that she was angry with her husband and that she felt cheated by him in some way. I also didn't know at the time this first happened that this husband had died only a few weeks earlier. Tammy wanted to talk, and perhaps the rock and roll psychic seemed like a good guy to talk to. This went on for a while too, and it puzzled me a lot. Over the course of my career, I have tried to maintain a semi-rational approach to my work, cutting out a lot of what I see and trying to express my thoughts in a manner suitable to the middle path, not too out there either direction. I see the economy do this. You're going to get a job in a building next to a pond about 6 weeks from now. Your best path is X, etc., etc., etc. I talk about past lives, but try to ground them in a fairly rational psychological analysis. I have also refused and stated very adamantly that I am not going to be a medium, even though I was once voted the number 2 best male medium in the world, and knowing too, I really can see your grandmother when you ask. I still won't go there. I have my reasons, and they make sense, at least to me. Every once in a while, though, I say things that cross the middle ground, and those times are probably my most truthful. I have had very intense spiritual experiences, what we might call angelic visitations, over the past 40 plus years, and I go out of body on the astral plane so often that I don't even think it warrants talking about. What probably seems strange and amazing to many is actually kind of old hat, second nature to me. But sometimes stuff happens that surprises even me. And for some unknown reason, and I didn't know why then and still don't, I was seeing and hearing the spirit of Tammy Wynette. Yes, the First Lady of Country Music for some reason was visiting me, and occasionally still does. The closest analogy I can think of, and actually to me anyway, this comparison sort of makes sense, is seeing a vision of the Virgin Mary. Tammy came to me in the form of an angel, and even though I was never really a fan and knew nothing of her life and death, now I feel as if, and all this happened back then in less than a week, I have known her forever. Yes, it's strange, I agree. And normally, I would be a little reluctant to just put it all out there, just like this. But I feel as if she has a message for me, and even though I don't know exactly what it is, still I am shifting my vibration more towards the energy I feel emanating out of her. I think she was and is a beautiful soul. Over the years, I have become close friends with many musicians, especially musicians in Nashville. They are my tribe and I love them. I feel this kinship with music and musicians that is so strong. Many of them knew Tammy personally and have expressed to me more than once their acceptance of what I'm saying and their core belief that what I am saying about her and him is the truth. I feel her presence all around me, and I also feel now, 11 years later, as if more spirits will begin showing up soon to those of us who are tuned in to their station. Open yourself to love, as she tried so hard to do, and you will be loved, and the world soon will be a better place. I can safely say that I am now a big Tammy Wynette fan. I love her. After all, she is an angel. Okay, my pretty, so what do you think about this story about Tammy Wynette and her coming through this guy that was channeling her ghost? I mean, she had a story. She was trying to tell him something. Could he be right? I mean, did her husband, George Ritchie, have a hand in why she passed away? I guess we'll find out in the next video that I'll be putting out, and that's going to be Cooking for the Dead for Tammy Wynette. And what I'll do is, in that video, I will tell a little bit of Tammy Wynette's life like I've done in past Cooking for the Dead episodes, and we'll touch base. Maybe we'll find out something about George Ritchie. Who knows? But yeah, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Oh, Oh. And remember, get haunted, okay? Check out my peeps, Get Haunted. They're on YouTube. The channel is Get Haunted Network. Also, check out Paranormally Blonde. These two are in together, and you really need to check them out because they've got some amazing things they're doing. Also, there's going to be a new show that Paranormally Blonde and Get Haunted is going to be doing, and it's it's called The Deep End, where they're going to be discussing paranormal on a deep level. And I mean, any thought, any opinion is welcome. So yeah, hope to see you there, and stay tuned for the next video that'll be coming out this week, and it's Cooking for the Dead with Miss Tammy Wynette. Alright, until next time, bye.